bring her from business school straight up to all the coming up to high school, going up thing, going up. They have the program going on. They have the program going on. And the art program.
Right, the art program, right.
Yes. So she going to college.
Right. So you have known her for quite a while now.
Quite a while. She's growing up.
She's a nice girl, kind, loving, a person you can always talk to. She's friendly, and she's very, 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 very kind.
We heard that.
Yeah. She works at the school. And if rain is falling, any little children she see on the road, because she drives, she'll pick them up, take them to their house, and go back to hers.
She was very easygoing, humble, quiet, easy to get along with, hardworking. And you know, of course, she was always there for the kids, very loving, kind, warm there. The kids really gravitate towards her because she's always there for them. So she showed them love, and she always assists in their day-to-day activities.
Behind you is the classroom that she would have taught.
Absolutely.
Today is graduation. So she would have been in high gear preparing for the graduation.
For graduation, correct.
Explain to us, as a teacher, lost one of your colleagues here, how must that hit home?
Oh my God, it's a painful situation, and us as teachers, we are in a somber mood. We're there, but it's like we're not there because we really miss a good soul.
On the spot news media, we got the latest news. We don't care about the views, we just representing right. Put local news internationally every night. On the spot, wave that Jamaican flag from left to right. Let's get it right, y'all know the type. We ain't dealing with the hype, we make it take flight.
Yeah, man, my viewers and subscribers, what go on. A blessed and wonderful Saturday morning to each and every person out there tuning into On The Spot News Media. Now, my peeps, I don't know how we do it over on this side each and every morning. We have to give thanks and praise to the Most High Creator for the preservation of life, because life is indeed the greatest. So in the morning, my peeps, I have a few stories to share with you, the regular members of Chan Public and also members of the diaspora. So please like the video, share the video, watch the entire vlog so you can get a full understanding and a better appreciation of everything we're going in Jamaica. So watch this now, my peeps, to the name Saturday the day when some of the regular ones them out there traverse the church. So while doing so, my peeps, please remember On The Spot News Media's loyal viewers and subscribers in your immediate prayers. You definitely see how Jamaica run right and also you know for sure. So we need that now more than ever. So happy Sabbath to you all. And to all of the regular ones them out there who's just traversing these streets from Moran Point to the Grill Point, going about your regular business. As always, my peeps, safe travel, pan the gravel, and continuously look out on the corner yai kaswa, the old dirty corner boy them, always out there. And lurks, yeah man. So now the morning here, we're going to kick it off with some updates. And the first update is coming out of the troubled, war-torn, crime-riddled Kingston Eastern Police Division, where yesterday and the day before, I made mention of a fatal knockings and clappings that took place over there in Rallington Town in East Kingston. The fatal knockings and clappings of this brother, presently on your screen identified as Kevin Johnson, said to have happened along the Rallington Avenue in the Kingston Eastern Police Division on Tuesday. Now, yesterday morning, I made mention of the whole setup and the criminal elements involved. Now, the police have since arrested 26-year-old Jevaughn Brown, presently on your screen, and his 17-year-old girlfriend, his criminal accomplice. She's also off a Red Hills Road address in St. Andrew, somewhere in Acacia Park right there, so she come from. The police stated that Jevaughn Brown and the female have been charged for the fatal knockings and clappings. They has also been charged with conspiracy to commit the fatal knockings and clappings. They have also been charged with robbery with aggravation. They have also been charged with conspiracy to commit robbery, possession of a prohibited weapon, and unauthorized possession of ammunition. Now, the female in question has since been identified as Laceyann Brown, but them call her Lele in our streets. So for those who may have forgotten, the official police report would suggest that the criminal element Jevaughn Brown, aka Bobby, and the teen known as Lele, and another accomplice, Lord Kevin Johnson, to Rollington Avenue. Upon his arrival, he was reportedly robbed and conned up. The police were summoned and Johnson, that's Kevin Johnson, was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced you know what. The police say a swift investigation led to the apprehension of the criminal element Bobby, that Jevaughn Brown, aka Bobby, and the minor, the 17-year-old girl known as Laceyann Brown, but them call her Lele in our streets. So the Kingston Eastern Police say that they are still searching for other individuals believed to be involved in the incident. Well, that other individual that the police are searching for is this criminal element presently on your screen identified as Orion Fuller, but them call him Bush in our streets. So the police are searching for you now, Bush. So here what you do. Go turn in yourself to the police and avoid any other eventualities, if you understand what I'm saying. Yeah, man. So just do the right thing and turn in yourself to the police forthwith. Now, the next update that we are going to talk about, my peeps, is surrounding the double fatal knockings and clappings that took place in the parish of St. Ann. Now, the St. Ann police are continuing their search for two suspects behind the fatal knockings and clappings of a taxi operator and his passenger in the vicinity of the Greenwich Acres community in Miami Bay on Wednesday. Now, the victims have since been identified by the police as 29-year-old Ricardo Hufang, otherwise known as Ricky, said to be the taxi operator, and he is of a Harrison Town address in Ocho Rios. And the next man that lose him 3 points in the taxi is 41-year-old Gary Palmer, said to be a correctional officer and come from Bamboo in St. Ann. Now, on the Spot News Media was reliably informed that the police are following several leads which could lead to the capture of the suspects. It was reported that sometime around 1:45 p.m. on June 25th, 2 men were aboard a taxi in St. Ann's Bay at the time. It is said that Hufang was behind the wheel and Mr. Palmer was seated in the back. Upon reaching the Green Acres entrance, the suspect requested a stop, alighted the car and opened gunfire, hitting the driver and passenger who lost their lives on the scene. The suspects escaped in a waiting motor vehicle which sped off in the direction of Ocho Rios. So the criminal elements them take the taxi and basically pretended to be a passenger. Now, no one knows for sure who was really the intended target. The St. Ann police is investigating. Boy, may I tell you, my peeps, the knockings and clappings continues. Now, the next update that we're going to talk about, my peeps, is surrounding the fatality of this man, presently on your screen identified as Christopher Clark. Christopher Clark lost his life to the hands of his common-law spouse after she poured a corrosive substance all over his body, leaving him lifeless. Now, the female has since been identified as Chavelle Christina Walker. So the Hartford police on Thursday laid formal charges on the female Chavelle Walker with the fatality of Christopher Clark. She's also facing a charge of assault causing grievous bodily harm after Mr. Clark's 13-year-old son was also seriously injured in the attack. Now, investigators stated that on June 9th, Miss Walker and Mr. Clark were involved in a verbal turn physical altercation over infidelity at their home along Verbena Avenue off Bay Farm Road in St. Andrew. It is further reported that after the couple had retired to bed, the woman allegedly took acid from the bathroom and dashed it upon the man and his son while they were sleeping. So because of the argument, the man go sleep over his son room and she go fling monkey lotion upon the two of them. Wicked girl. Yeah, man. So Mr. Clark was said to be a sales rep. He lost his life a few days later in the hospital. His son remains hospitalized in serious condition up until this day. Boy, may I tell you, my peeps, the thing rough. And to think that they shared two other children together. Weren't you thinking about your other two kids, how they would feel with you taking the life of their father? Sometimes we just seemingly just act upon our egos without thinking first. You know, my peeps, but me say this too now. How you feel about a situation today, if you just sit back, think a little bit, you won't feel so strong about the very same feeling a day or two or even a few hours after. We need to stop acting on our impulses and feeding into our ego. If we just think some time before we act, many of us would one still be alive. Many of us would two still be out on the streets free. And three, many of us lives would not be so miserable and we would and could be living or happily ever after. Really, really sad, my peeps. Really, really sad. Now, the first thing that we are going to talk about in this morning's official set of stories, the Jamaica Constabulary Force is quietly marking a significant milestone in the fight against violent crimes. So figures made available to On The Spot News Media now shows that at this halfway point to the calendar year of 2025, fatal knockings and clappings by the hands of criminal elements are down by 42% when compared to the first half of 2024. So between January 1 and June 26 of last year, the fatality stats stood at a whopping 576 Jamaicans that were taken out by the hands of criminal elements. And for the corresponding period this year, 334 have been taken out by criminal elements. So that's 242 fewer than that of last year. So significantly, the period January to June 26 this year marks the first time in over 20 years that the JCF is recording fewer than 500 fatalities at the halfway point in a calendar year. Now that is something to be grateful for. The first time in 20 years. So this put the country in a position to register fewer than 800 fatalities forecast by the National Security Minister, Dr. Horace Chang. So where major crimes are concerned, the figures are showing an overall decrease of 18% from January to June 26 this year compared to the half-year point of last year. And also over there in the St. Catherine South Police Division, they are also celebrating similar successes, where the St. Catherine South Police Division is nearing a record-breaking 30-year low reduction of major crimes. And that's according to the commanding officer, that's Senior Superintendent of Police, Leighton Gray. He made the announcement at the People's Agenda Town Hall, staged by the nationwide news network at Portmore Heart Academy on Thursday. So we're going to hear from the Superintendent of Police, the man in charge of the St. Catherine South Police Division. Now listen.
Generally, with the support of the residents and that type of interaction that we have. Last year, the reduction in murders in particular in the St. Catherine South Division was down by 19%, and it was the lowest in 20 years. Well, I can tell you now that this year, St. Catherine South is on the verge to have a low of nearly 30 years reduction based on that. So, so generally, that is what the crime situation is at this time. Other than the acquisitory crimes in St. Catherine South Division, which is like robbery, baby breaking, and lastly, to a lesser extent, which is minuscule in terms of reduction, or in terms of increase, I should say. All other major crimes in St. Catherine South are down at this time. We have over 31% in decrease in murder. And shootings, likewise, we have a reduction of 31%. Rape is also down by 30%. We have full control of the division at this time. And with the type of operational thrust at this time in these spaces, so the Gregory Park, the Newlands, the Nagozed, the Olava space, even Great and Reed's Pen, that area, and so forth. And the ops officer is so much here. He is the one that drives these operations. Team, and I must commend them for making those sacrifices, especially in the early mornings, going out to ensure that people in these areas remain safe.
Now the next thing that we're going to talk about, my peeps, is coming out of the troubled, war-torn, crime-riddled Kingston Western Police Division, where yesterday, that's Friday, this brother here, presently on your screen, identified as 27-year-old Jermaine Malcolm, but them call him Balla in the streets, was taken out by the police during an early morning operation in the community of Denham Town. The police presented them two strap here, which includes a submachine gun that was seized during the operation. Now, it is reported that sometime around 6 a.m., a joint police military team were conducting an operation along Milk Lane when the man was observed jumping from a roof. So according to the police, the man pulled a firearm and pointed it in their direction. Members of the security forces responded by opening fire, hitting Malcolm all over the upper body. An illegal firearm loaded with a magazine was reportedly taken from him. The police stated that further checks were made in the area, and they seized this Uzi submachine firearm with an empty magazine. Investigators allege that Malcolm was a member of the Brooklyn gang based in the community. The Area 4 police have since intensified their operations, targeting gangs in the corporate area. Now on the Spot News Media, the one little digging, the one little checks, and we are finding out say this brother Jermaine Malcolm is also said to be the brother of the Don who runs a faction known as ClapWeh in the community of Denham Town. We get to understand say the brother them actually go for the brother that goes by the name of Bling Dog. But for some reason, Bling Dog eluded the police and him brother pick up all of the can them where him supposed to get. Now, residents in the community is refuting the claims of the police, stating that this brother is not a criminal element, but are openly admitting that, hey, his brother Bling Dog definitely a criminal. Now, the police say when time them roll up on the ends, the brother have a strap, which is not impossible, because if your brother are the Don, that means a strap easily accessible for you. So we don't know for sure what really go down right there, so. But one thing's for sure, Balla is no more. Now, Bling Dog, I'm pretty sure wherever you are presently, I know you're supposed to go twip, because you know within yourself, so them fatal can that where your brother get, and you did forget every single last one of them. Remember that you have Bling Dog on your screen, where you, Breads, and Bull go ClapWeh. Yeah, man. It a go circle back and come haunt you. And many others like him wanna take them life in a Denham Town. It's just a matter of time in a Bling Dog. Just a matter of time before your card jump out of the pack. And you is the reason why your brother end up losing 3 pints. And you make him have easy access to strap, and I saw him end up lose 3 pints. So Bling Dog, yeah man, I just time. Now the last thing that we're going to talk about, my peeps, is that the Trelawny police is now probing the fatal knifing of this 60-year-old man, presently on your screen identified as Simon Blancard. Boy, may I tell you, the thing rough. Now, detectives assigned to the Trelawny Criminal Investigation Branch are probing the loss of life of a man who was fatally knifed up in the Retreat Heights area in the parish on Thursday. So reports reaching on the Spot News Media would suggest that sometime around 5:10 a.m., residents heard a commotion and went to investigate. They stumbled upon the lifeless body of the 60-year-old man in his house. Police found him laying face down with multiple knife-up wounds all over the upper body. The scene was processed and his body removed to the hospital where it was officially pronounced, you know what. Now we get to understand, say, a push out time house in the early morning there. If could prevent a breaking from happening at his neighbor's house, and the criminal element them knife him up, leaving him lifeless. So he was acting to basically carry out a good deed to protect the property of his neighbor, and him end up lose 3 pints. Boy, may I tell him, my peeps, the thing rough. But anyway, remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned to On The Spot News Media as I continue to bring you fresh news and updates in a subsequent newscast. On The Spot News Media. Yeah, man.